Welcome, 18th century French Huguenots, to Geek Salad's retro review. Merry Christmas, because now we're talking about Christmas movies. From the Geek Salad podcast, I'm Andy.
And I'm Mike.
And
I'm
today we have a
Jackie.
very special guest. Yeah, I was going to introduce you. Stop stepping on my lines. We have a very special guest who requested that she join us to do this review from the writerjacks.net blog site.
Hi.
Jackie.
That's me. I'd stepped on my
That's
line.
you, yeah.
Oh gosh, I'm messing it up already.
She's a first timer. It's okay. It's okay.
I did in fact beg my way into this. Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. You're very welcome. Yeah, I'm pretty sure nobody's going to get upset about that. And if they do, Mike, you and I, man, we're finished.
Well,
it's an inside joke that Mike and I have been dealing with for the last week, and we're going to leave it at that.
It's been a good run. Oh, well.
I know. Jeez, dang it. Anyway, tonight we are here to talk about the 1993 Ted Demme-directed classic with Denis Leary, Judy Davis, B.D. Wong, a whole bunch of other people, and the ref.
Yeah. Yay, the ref.
Mike, this is the first time you've seen this movie.
Yeah, I saw it for the first time one day ago.
And your impressions?
It's a fun movie. It wasn't as great as I had gotten from you guys, but I thought it was a fun movie. I really like the I want to keep wanting to say Cam Neely. I know it's not Cam Neely.
Denis Leary?
Denis Leary, yes. It's a hockey type name.
For the Boston Bruins. One likes the Boston Bruins. I can understand where you made a mistake.
Yeah. I really liked him in there. It was weird seeing Kevin Spacey in there. But you know, he was fine. Overall, with the movie, I could see where it was going. It doesn't break any new ground as far as story goes, but how it gets there is still nice and fun.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, awesome. Jackie, when was the first time you saw this one?
I think it might have actually been in 94. I think that this goes way back for me. Absolutely. I can't remember. I don't know that I saw it in the theater, but I feel like I might have, because I know it goes really, really far back for me. But I did. I always loved this movie. I thought it was just irreverent and hilarious and funny. It was definitely a vehicle for Denis Leary.
Mm-hmm.
Which might have been, and again, I beg forgiveness. My gosh, it might have been why I completely spaced, no pun intended, on Kevin Spacey being part of this movie, because Kevin Spacey plays very much the straight man in this movie, and Denis Leary is set up as the lead, and set up as what's the word I'm looking for? He's the protagonist, but he's also like the funny guy. He's the one who's supposed to be carrying it. But then there's so many other funny and hilarious, cool people in this movie. And I to Mike's point, as someone who hadn't seen it yet, he's already picking up on the stuff that it doesn't hold up. And the fact that he has watched it in a post Me Too world.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the cast right now, and it's like Judy Davis is amazing. B.D. Wong, Christine Baranski has the best line of the whole movie.
Which line is that? Feel free to quote lines.
Slipper socks, medium. I mean, she's amazing. I mean,
J.K. Simmons is in this movie.
J.K. Simmons, Oscar winning.
Yeah.
J.K. Simmons, and it has a really good character part in it too. Glynis Johns is the actress who plays Rose, the awful overbearing mother or mother-in-law, depending on your step. But I guess I just always loved this movie. I loved it in the same way that I love The Holiday with Holly Hunter and Robert Downey Jr., which is more of a Thanksgiving movie, and that one hasn't held the test of time either, for lots of reasons.
Yeah.
One reason being, it was in the 90s, and they have a gay brother, and there's a sister going, how could you do this to us? How could you be this way? And it's like, I can't see that flying in any kind of family holiday movie today.
Yeah.
But Yeah, I mean, it just the rest has definitely lost some cachet, but it has some of the funniest, most irreverent comedy lines that I have ever seen, and I love having that kind of like that Christmas movie that had a little bit of an edge to it. That wasn't the Randy Quaid edge, but it would actually had a little bit, it had something to say, and it had a really good story with also, a lot of comedy to it. So that's why I always loved it. So I'm kind of sad that it hasn't, held up like a lot of the others. But
yeah, I mean, for me, I also saw it in the movie theater, and this was me praying that Dennis Leary was going to get a vehicle that was actually going to let Dennis Leary be Dennis Leary. Because he had done a few other movies, most notably Judgment Night, which is just, it's awful. It's like they don't let him just be the fast-talking, cigarette-smoking, observationalist wise guy that he built his entire character on. So I love that. I think that it was good having Ted Demme as a director, because Ted Demme directed No Cure for Cancer. Ted Demme was was an MTV guy. So he and Dennis Leary really worked well together. And this is the ultimate Dennis Leary movie. Hands down. I don't think he's done any better than anything else. Mike, don't even bring up The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
I wasn't going to.
Stares at Peter Parker with that disapproving look like,
He did what he could with that role.
The credits at the end of this, basically the credits at the end of this movie, they basically give Dennis, 5 minutes of improv time, which is probably one of the funniest parts of the whole movie. And I'm not giving anything away by saying that, really, other than Dennis Leary's still alive at the end.
At the end,
spoiler.
It's okay. It's okay. But unpopular opinion, I actually think this may be a better kind of grown-up Christmas movie than Christmas Vacation. Yeah. Mainly because it can be a little more grown up. It's not gag based. It's more just this venom between a married couple that hate each other, their misunderstood kid, the mother-in-law, the sister-in-law, the clueless brother. Everybody just kind of is really at their wits' end with everybody else.
The kid is not misunderstood. The kid knows exactly what he's doing.
Oh, he's a little bastard.
Oh, yeah.
He is.
But even still, that whole thing about the old guy who came back asking what happened to the baby Jesus, and his mom is just like, they just always blame him.
It's just the baby Jesus. The little holiday things that they work into there's this major crisis going on with they've been kidnapped, and and then the subplot of that is they've been kidnapped in their own home, but also their child is also basically a psychopath and doing his own, hustle on the side. Yeah. And then this third layer of the crazy family, and then even the fourth of, like crazy neighborhood drunk Santa who shows up. That could happen every Christmas in every neighborhood, and they somehow managed to work that insanity into the plot.
Yeah.
And I love that. It's just, there are lots of things that could happen every year to every family across America, and then also, kidnap and sociopathy, and it all just sort of works together.
There is so much great interaction. The fact that Lloyd and Carolyn Chaucer, because again, 18th century French Huguenot, love that. Love that gag. I had forgotten about that gag because I was trying to remember their names. And when I was going to pick up my daughter from Girl Scouts, I'm like, let me look up IMDb. I need to find their names. Because I was going to go with Lloyd and Carolyn Dobler because I am an idiot. And the only other Lloyd I know in movies is Lloyd Dobler from Say Anything. Yeah, exactly. But just the fact that they are being held at gunpoint, tied up, and they still are arguing with each other about the stop sign and about Carolyn saying that she quit smoking. And then he finally just has it, and he's got the gun right in their faces. And he's like, you saw the stop sign, Lloyd, didn't you? You saw the stop sign, Lloyd, didn't you?
I also love the running gag of he keeps eating stuff that's not edible.
Yeah. There's a couple of great running gags in this movie. Between that, the what's that smell because he got blasted in the face with cat pee. when he's trying to rob the place, which is why he's on the run in the first place. There's a very subtle thing. I didn't notice this until my coworker Dave brought it up, because this is like his favorite Christmas movie. When Lloyd's brother Gary is there, every time they cut to him, he's wiping something off of his sweater.
Yes.
Every single time, because it's just what's on there. I don't know what's on there, but he's just.
I feel like, I don't know if it was a Ted Demi thing or it was just some sort of collective thing, but I feel like every character in this movie does something like that. They have some sort of recurring tick.
Yeah.
And his he doesn't get to shine in that many other moments, except for, at his one point where he has a little freak out. And so, you get to see these little, like, he's flipping it off, he's getting something off his chest. But yeah, I think almost every character has some sort of little weird tick.
Right. And just, I love the dinner scene, because first of all, my grandmother is Swedish. She's of Swedish descent. So we had heard tell of Saint Lucia's Day, but those big wreaths with the candles it's such an indelible image to this movie. This is the classic image of that movie, and sadly, it's Kevin Spacey with the big wreath on his head.
How do you keep the hot wax from dripping onto your scalp?
I don't know. This isn't something that is a widely practiced story. What was weird though is that when we started doing the American Doll search for my daughter, one of the characters is of Swedish descent, and you can actually buy the St. Lucia's.
No.
Yeah. It's probably discontinued right now, but
God, that's exciting.
I'm sure eBay has one.
I'm guessing you can't actually light it on fire, though.
If only, man.
Because I'm guessing those dolls would probably go up like
on fire. If you
well, those dolls would go up like kindling. I'm pretty sure.
No. I don't know. I don't know. I think this is made of the same material that black boxes are made out of.
Yeah.
But yeah, the dinner with the candles is one of my favorite parts too, because it keeps illustrating that they keep trying to be normal or act in their act like they would, even though, and she goes through this whole ridiculous, Nordic.
Yes, the story about the woman who would not burn. So now this is a Christmas. Mind you, if you've never seen this movie, this is a Christmas movie at Christmas dinner, and she's telling a story about a woman who was burned at the stake and then stabbed because she wouldn't die.
And what I love is that for some reason, as much as her in-laws hate her, they've still donned these crowns of flame and are wearing them and complaining about it. And they're like, the wax is dripping into my hair. And it's like, why did you even put this? Nobody in my family would put this. I'd be like, you know what? I really think that we need to do this right now. I've done my ancestor DNA, and I realize we have a lot of Nordic blood, and we're going to have crowns of candles and put them on. I mean, mother through sister through brother through all of them would be like, no, we're not doing this. You're an idiot. And so I just love that it almost like Monty Python-esque. They're just sitting there with these like flaming candles on their heads and pissed about it, but they put them on their heads.
Well, I got the feeling that this entire family are most happy when they are pissed about something, when they're unhappy. That's what makes them happy.
Yes.
They revel in their sorrow.
The pinnacle of the dysfunctional family.
Yeah.
Exactly. But there's those great lines, too, especially the one about, Christine Baranski has when she's talking to Gary about, all this money. What does she think? She's going to take it with her? And Gary's just like, I think that's the idea. I mean, I will say my favorite line of the movie is Kevin Spacey's line.
I know which one it is.
All the time. Because you know what, Mother? You're absolutely right. And you know what I'm going to get you for Christmas next year? A big wooden cross. So every time that you're feeling unappreciated for all your sacrifices, you can climb up there and nail yourself to it.
I got to say, when like the mother was totally berating Cam Neely's character.
Dennis Leary.
Dennis Leary's character.
He's a hockey player, Mike.
Yes. I don't follow hockey either. But when he's
completely Leary either, apparently.
When she's completely berating him, I was just begging. I was like mentally begging him, just pistol whip her.
Yeah.
Everybody will be happier. Just clonk her out. Come on, please.
Well, his response to that is the best. It's like, I've seen loan sharks that are more forgiving than you.
Yeah. He just sits back and laughs at it.
Yeah. You know what? None of us have talked about the other character, though. Now is whose name just immediately has left my mind. His Gus's accomplice that is hiding out in the bar.
Oh. Yeah, it's Murray, I think.
Murray, yes. Murray.
I just love when he keeps trying to call and keeps like getting disconnected or talking to the wrong people. Or
this is one of those movies that would have been over in 15 minutes had cell phones existed.
Yeah.
Yes. Murray was played, by the way, by actor Richard Bright, who was also in The Godfather.
Yes, he was in The Godfather. He made it through all three of them.
Yes. And then various Law and Order.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone actually made it through Godfather Part 3. They just
it's true.
They just existed through it.
I paid movie money for that on opening night. I was going to sit through that movie, damn it.
How'd that work out for you?
No, not with this. This actually might have been one of his last movies. He unfortunately died in 2006.
Yeah, he was hit by a bus.
No shit, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Really squeaky when I said really.
Really? Well, that's that's irresponsible. Somebody, a beloved character actor is squished by a New York City bus.
Oh my god, that's horrifying.
It is. All right. Speaking of horrifying, let's address it. I have to admit, I still think Kevin Spacey is very, very good in this movie, and it tears me apart to say that.
I guess what it is like, people are good actors, and you can't take the fact away that they're good actors now that we know that they're shitty people. It sucks, and it makes it. We have to create our own situation. We have to create our own rules as to what we're gonna do. I don't know. I don't want to watch The Cosby Show right now. I don't know about you guys, but
I had no desire to watch it even before everything happened. It just
I don't know. Like maybe 10 years from now, I'm gonna not want to watch The Cosby Show necessarily, but maybe I'll want to watch The Ref. I don't. I guess I just have to kind of come to my own, wherewithal with all of this. But it is hard. It is really hard to separate the art from the person sometimes, especially when you've already appreciated the art of something for so long. And then they, obviously it wasn't, in real life, they didn't wait this long to do something badly, but we've just found out about it. And it really, it does. It kind of messes with your timeline. And
yeah, I still enjoy Lethal Weapon. I still think Braveheart was a good movie, but I will not watch anything Mel Gibson makes from this point on, because I think he's a piece of shit.
For me, it's like Johnny Depp. This is the year I'm going to introduce my daughter to Edward Scissorhands. And yeah, he's a piece of garbage. But, we, again, like Jackie says, you kind of have to make your decisions where your comfort level is and just separate the character from the actor and all the truly tremendously awful things that he did. Oh my God, I saw him on the Broadway. I saw him on the London stage. So
you told that story on the Geek Salad episode too.
I know I did tell that on the Geek Salad story. Yes, I saw Kevin Spacey in Richard II. I was a third row center. I was in his line of sight for most of the stuff. So if he was addressing somebody, is addressing me. And because I didn't know theater etiquette in London, I'm the idiot who stood up and applauded at the end of it.
That's awesome.
Because in American theater, you just have to show up on stage and people are getting out of their chairs. So,
oh yeah. Well, and there's, and this is getting a little bit deep too, but there's something to be said for the director of a movie, as opposed to, if you love a movie, it wasn't just because of the actors that were in it. There are the directors, the producers, the writers, and not necessarily in that order. Ted Demme, unfortunately, is a director who's no longer with us. And also, which is what's a little interesting thing, the story writer and the co-writer of the screenplay is a woman of The Ref, Marie Weiss.
Yeah.
And so where do you draw the line? This is great. It's a great movie that I love. And It was written. The story was written and co-written, screenplay by a woman and a director who could have gone on to do some amazing things, and unfortunately was lost at a really early age. So it creates. There's so many people involved in the production of anything, of a movie, of a Broadway play. You know, God forbid we find something awful about Lin-Manuel.
Yeah, exactly.
And then all of a sudden, does that blast Hamilton out of the water of, you know, the annals of history?
I'm not so much worried about that. I'm worried about Moana, quite honestly.
yeah, I would worry more about Moana. You're right.
or Mary Poppins Returns, apparently.
Yeah, well, we'll stick with Moana right now.
Yes,
because I've seen that 1,000 times. No, you're right, Jackie. I think, I mean, we can look at it this way too. This is not a vehicle for Kevin Spacey. This is the first thing I ever saw him in. This is not his vehicle. This is Dennis Leary's vehicle. Judy Davis was an established star at the time. She is still an amazing actress. So you can do that. J.K. Simmons, it's always fun to spot people like where were they then and now look at them now.
Yep.
Like him. There's another character too, and God help me. He was Captain Huff. Raymond J. Barry. I think this is the first time I saw him in anything. And I think the world of him. I love his just dry delivery, that everything he says sounds like he is going to cut you in half with a machete.
I gotta say though, that the subplot with like the cops, I think it could have been cut out and it would have not have caused any difference to the movie. It felt kind of tacked on, to be honest.
I think in this day and age, but I think in this day and age, though, if you're thinking about if you're going to remake this movie, you almost have to leave that there, because there's your believability that the cops still couldn't find this guy because they had the video cassette and they taped over it with 15 seconds of "It's a Wonderful Life." No.
What has Huff been in before? I'm looking him up now.
Huff was in. Well, I just referenced the line he had in "Walk Hard," the Dewey Cox story, because he just spent his entire time training his mind and body to kill you in a machete fight. He was in Dead Man Walking.
Played a cop a million times, so that's
what I'm
talking about. Raymond J. Barry.
So is Reginald Johnson.
Exactly.
Went to Yale, by the way.
In general, I think the overall look of the movie, it feels like a Christmas movie. Dave, it's not Dave Edmunds. The guy from the year, Dave Stewart, did the music for this movie, and I think he did a very good job kind of merging classic Christmas music with what was hot at the time, which is like that Gregorian style of like Gregorian chants and EDM dance music.
Yep.
That actually was another thing that kind of that didn't work for me. That the opening sequence, like the opening credits, and playing that weird music over it, I was like, I'd rather hear something.
That was like a minute in time, and I remember that. Like I remember that being like a super '90s moment, like a sneeze in the '90s.
Yeah, it didn't work for me.
Tell me a fable. Everything had to be like that. Over like some kind of and that, but then it stopped immediately, and which is probably a good thing. But this movie came out right at that moment.
You know, if you're gonna capture lightning in a bottle, you might as well do it then. I really feel this movie only took 2 weeks to shoot. So overall thoughts on the movie, Mike. If given the opportunity to recommend this to a friend, would you do that?
Yeah, I think I'd recommend it. I thought there was still enough. There was enough fun, just kind of funny little stuff in there. Mainly around Dennis Leary. Got it right.
Yep. Thank you.
Mainly around Dennis Leary's character. I thought he was by far the best character in the movie, because you can see just the layers of patience that he doesn't have naturally anyway. Just quickly getting eroded away by these terrible, terrible people. I mean, basically he's both the protagonist and the antagonist in one.
Right.
Yes.
There's that great bit too where they're arguing and he just like it's a close up on him. He's just la 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 before he actually remembers he's got a gun.
And one of my favorites is when he just takes something and just hits all the pots and pans in the kitchen, ding, 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 just to make them stop.
And they all fall.
Yeah.
So, Jackie, you're the one who recommended this movie. Is there anything we left off that we should be talking about?
Other than BD Wong, who opens the movie, and I love.
He's just there for that amount of time, and
he's there for that amount of time in everything he does. When you think about it, other than Father the Bride 1 and 2, where he had a little bit more of a substantial supporting role, he basically shows up and he's like, "I'm BD Wong, and I have a reason, and then I'm gonna just fade off into this bush here." And that's what he does. But I love, maybe it's just a little bit of a spot for me just because I really like BD Wong, I'm a big SVU fan. I think Christine Baranski is like the unsung hero of this movie. She's the, one part shrew, one part put upon, mother who has to deal with the awful mother-in-law, and I guess she's the sister-in-law of the protagonist.
Yeah, but she's taking it out on her kids also. She's that loud New Yorker that is just quick to hit her kids whenever they say anything out of turn.
Yeah, and for me, like I hated her at the beginning of the movie, and then as you go on in the movie, she gets more shrill, but you enjoy her more because she's being shrill toward the correct people, quote unquote. She's
right.
She starts to really get that anger toward the person that is the person that's been really creating all the issues is the grandma, the mother-in-law there. Yeah, I love the movie. I am a sucker for nostalgia, so I will probably go back and continue to watch this movie. Maybe not this year. Because well, it feels like you're not supposed to. Yeah, it's just a bummer to have to, reconcile people's bad behavior with the art that they've made, and it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do love the movie. I like it the same way that I like what is it, Home for the Holidays? No, it's Home for the Holidays.
Yeah, Home for the Holidays, the Holly Hunter
with Holly Hunter and Robert Downey Jr. And that one doesn't hold, like I said, that one doesn't hold up for a lot of reasons either, mostly the way that it treats the homosexual experience, but still so many good one-liners in both movies, very quotable. If you're into the quotable movie, or if you're into the nostalgia of that time, if you're into watching any of these actors in their prime or in their earlier years, then yeah, give it a shot. The Ref is funny. It's a funny movie. Yeah.
This for me is one of those once every 4-year type of experiences. It's not in the annual rotation, but it used to be a 2-year. Now I think I'm bumping it out to 4 for now. Who knows? Things might change. But I love this movie, and if you haven't seen this movie, I love being able to talk about it and just tell you that there's so much. This is one of the more quotable Christmas movies where you can quote with adults only. There's plenty of Christmas movies you can quote to with your kids. This one is just mano a mano here, And
it's a big cast too. We just said just a few of the people that are,
it's deceptively a big
but it's
cast.
A very big ensemble cast.
This would be interesting to see if somebody could actually put this on stage.
Oh, it would be a great Broadway show. It actually should be a Broadway show.
Yeah. Well, there we go.
Another thing I do like about BD Wong's character is the fact that he's had multiple sessions with these people, and he's just and every time it cuts to him, he's just thinking, "The more for the money, I would tell them to get the hell out."
Well, there's that great response that he has, like, okay, let's just try something here. One of you talk while the other one just listen.
I'm not taking sides here.
Well, what the hell good are you then? I love that bit about how awful their sex life is, that, it's over in the time it takes to make a cup of cappuccino. And I know because I timed it once.
But look, it wasn't even really all that long. It shouldn't even count it as an affair.
The dream that she had about Lloyd's head, his penis sticking out of his mouth, but don't eat it because it's just garnish.
Because it's just garnish.
I love that line. You had this dream about me being castrated Florentine. So yes, I please, if you haven't watched it, it's a Dennis Leary movie.
Yeah.
Boom, there it is. So please go see this. So Jackie, what do you have to promote?
Oh my gosh, what do I have to promote? Well, my home base is writerjacks.net. That's my blog, and I'm writerjacks everywhere on the socials. Right now, what I'm doing is couple things. I am very terrible, by the way, at trying to keep anything going for any 30 or 31 day period of time without any interruption. Like something always happens. So I never I never hold myself to any, I'm gonna do this every day. But what I do hold myself is to the number I'm supposed to achieve at the end of it. So what I'm doing right now are two things. I'm doing 31 days of giving. There are lots of calendars out there right now through different organizations that are basically, anything from giving a smile on one day to $5 to your favorite charity. Basically, the point is to, bring forward the idea that we all have something to give, and it doesn't always have to be money, or it doesn't always have to be a lot of time. Just, even just holding the door for someone could make their day. So I'm doing a 31 days of giving calendar type thing. The one that I'm using is based out of the college that I work for, Columbia Green Community. And it's called the Co-Green Cares 31 Days of Giving calendar. So, and like I said, at one day you help a veteran, or you send a card to the troops, or you donate some pet food to a pet pantry, that kind of thing. And that's what I'm trying to do. An update on my blog and on my social media. And I've also just, for my daughter and I've been trying to do 31 days of holiday cheer. And that's just trying to make sure that, especially in these busy times, and I work about an hour away from where I live, and sometimes that can cut into, time with your kids and things like that. So we just try to do one cool holiday cheer thing a day, during the Christmas season. For us, we're the Christmas season. So those things are kind of being updated at least daily or semi-daily on my social media channels. So, and everything filters up to writerjacks.net, and really just hoping to, kind of give a pay it forward kind of vibe there this month.
Awesome. That is awesome. Thank you very much for doing all that stuff. That is great stuff. Now you got me thinking, have I done any of that in the last 3 days?
Yeah, you probably have.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I work the type of job where it's just please, just I'm done. Just go.
Yeah.
Go.
If you work in retail, if you haven't punched someone, you've done your part.
I have done my part. Yes. I am as good as, if not better than, Santa Claus. So, but anyway, you can find Mike and I pretty much throughout all of our social media. Here at YouTube at Geek Salad Podcast. If you like this video, if you feel we missed something, we missed the boat on something about the ref, please comment below. Don't forget this video, give it a like, subscribe to the channel so you get new content every week, which is awesome, including the audio for our podcast, which is available also on Stitcher, Spotify, iTunes, and Google Music. You can get the whole archive at geeksalad.podbean.com, as well as the Podbean app. And you can also get us on Twitter at Geek Salad Radio, Facebook at Geek Salad Podcast, and at geeksalladradio@gmail.com. So, Mike, what's on the board for next week's movie review?
Something the holidays.
Something the holidays. Okay, we're going to go the roundabout route and have stuff that is just kind of tangentially a Christmas movie, but not really a Christmas movie. So I know we've talked about Gremlins. We've talked about doing Batman Returns. And there was another one in that list too, Mike.
Die Hard?
No, it wasn't Die. Everybody does Die Hard.
Oh wait, no, Die Hard was in the
Long Kiss
Christmas one.
Goodnight.
Huh?
I want to do the Long Kiss Goodnight.
Oh yes, Gina Davis.
Yes. Santa Claus conquers. Santa Claus is coming to town to Die Hard's Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Hey, Santa Claus conquers the Martians.
Yeah, I could do that, but I can't do that without the MST thing. It just
no, we do the MC3K one.
You could do reindeer games.
Oh God, no.
No. No.
Oh, you want us to dip feet first into the Me Too thing again with Ben Affleck? Okay, fine.
No.
I mean, I figured if we're on a theme here.
No. No.
Stop that, Mike. Always Christmas. It's always snowing. Never Christmas. Always snowing. Never Christmas. Always snowing. Never Christmas. Okay.
Africa will eat me. Can't stop. Africa will eat me.
All right, well, Jackie, thank you so much for joining us. Hopefully, we can get you on a few more in the coming months. I'll give you our monthly theme calendar, and you can see what you would like to participate with. This has been great. We've been trying to get Jackie on the show for a while. We were gonna do one at Halloween for the Fly, so next year I got you for next year, right? We're doing the Fly next year.
Yes, and I love stealing all your ideas from my blog content, so I will be doing the same thing. With this and putting some companion content out there.
I would appreciate that. In fact, Jackie, I'm going to feed you one right now, live on air. Our next Geek Salad episode, we are going to be going through, and we're doing the digitized copies because God help me if I could actually find real ones. We are actually going to rifle through the Sears Wish Book of formative times in our childhood.
Stop it.
Oh yeah, we're doing that.
I'm already visualizing things.
Hey, it's the American way.
Those Matchbox car loopity loop things. Remember those?
Yes. Oh, so many fashions that we need to address. But that's going to have to wait for another day. So again, Jackie, thank you so much for joining us. And until next time, I'm Andy.
I'm Mike.
Go forth and be nerdful. We'll talk to you later.